She didn't just survive the spotlight. She redefined herself inside it. From primetime newsrooms to public heartbreaks, from whispered scandals to quiet reinvention, her life has unfolded in chapters most people only skimmed. Loved, judged, questioned, reborn. And behind the headlines, the luxury and the confidence she now wears so comfortably is a story far deeper than fame. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. For years, Kenyans thought they knew her. The beautiful anchor, the viral headline, the woman whose personal life often overshadowed her work. But what if the real story isn't about what happened to her, but how she kept rebuilding after it all? Because this transformation wasn't accidental. It was intentional, and it was costly. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Estimating her wealth has always sparked debate. Some Kenyan biography platforms place her net worth at around 150 million Kenyan shillings, based on her long media career, brand endorsements, and business ventures. Other international conversions push the figure far higher, even above 5 million US dollars, translating to nearly 900 million Kenyan shillings, though these numbers are widely considered exaggerated and unverified. More conservative sources suggest a lower figure, closer to 20 million Kenyan shillings in 2025. The truth likely lives somewhere in between. What is clear is that Betty Kyallo has built financial independence through media, entrepreneurship, brand influence, and strategic reinvention. Not inheritance, not politics, not shortcuts. Her lifestyle reflects comfort, not excess. Taste, not chaos. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Her love for cars alone tells a quiet success story. From her first Subaru Impreza, affectionately nicknamed Berry Blue, to BMWs, a Renault Megane, and later a Porsche Cayenne, her upgrades mirrored her career phases. More recently, she's been linked to a sleek black Mercedes-Benz, understated, elegant, grown. Not loud wealth, just earned progression. And that's important, because her journey didn't start with privilege. She was born Beatrice Mutwa Kyallo on March 15, 1989, in Kajiado County. Second born in a family of four, she grew up watching resilience firsthand. Her parents separated when she was young, forcing early emotional maturity, a trait that would later define her public life. Betty didn't enter media by accident. She studied journalism, sharpened her voice, and earned her space, eventually landing at KTN, where her poise and screen presence made her a household name. Primetime news changed everything. Suddenly, she wasn't just reporting stories. She was the story. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Fame came fast, and scrutiny came faster. Her marriage to fellow journalist Dennis Okari in 2015 was celebrated widely, and dissected even more brutally when it ended barely 6 months later. The divorce didn't just break a relationship. It broke an illusion. For the first time, Betty experienced public heartbreak in real time. Headlines, opinions, and judgment flooding every corner of her life. Many expected her to fade. Instead, she evolved. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. She transitioned across media houses, from KTN to K24, experimenting, recalibrating, and eventually stepping away from traditional news anchoring. Not as a failure, but as a pivot. She began building her own brand. Hosting, content creation, entrepreneurship. This wasn't a retreat. It was a reset. Betty's personal life has often been louder than her achievements, and that's part of her burden. She shares one daughter, Ivana, with Dennis Okari, and the two continue to co-parent respectfully. Motherhood softened her, but also strengthened her boundaries. After her divorce, her relationships became public conversation pieces. From lawyer Nick Ndita, which ended in 2022, to her current partner, Charlie Jones, Charlie Lemmy. This time the tone changed. Less defense, more peace. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. In late 2025, Betty announced she was expecting a child with Charlie, A moment that felt less like gossip and more like closure. A woman no longer explaining her choices, just living them. Moments she now shares, gifts, affection, gratitude, reflect not extravagance but emotional safety. For the first time, the joy feels quiet and real. Few people realize that Betty Kyallo has consistently reinvented herself every few years, refusing to be boxed into one identity. She's not just a former news anchor. She's a media entrepreneur, a mother, a public figure who learned to survive visibility. Another lesser-known truth? Leaving mainstream TV was one of the most financially risky decisions she ever made, but also the most freeing. She chose ownership over comfort. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. And perhaps the most misunderstood part of her story. Betty Kyallo was never chasing perfection. She was chasing alignment. That's why every phase of her life looks different, because she allowed herself to change. So who is Betty Kyallo? Not a headline, not a relationship timeline, not a net worth estimate. She is a woman who learned, publicly, that reinvention is painful, but necessary. From news desks to new beginnings, from heartbreak to healing, her story is not about falling. It's about getting back up again and again without asking for permission. If you enjoyed this documentary, like the video, subscribe for more untold Kenyan stories, and comment below. Do you think Betty Kyallo's best chapter is still ahead? Because if her past has taught us anything, she's just getting started. Sparkles.